All right, today we are diving deep into one of the most important, most strategic areas in business right now, advanced B2B marketing and account-based strategies. Now, just a heads up, this is not a 101 session. We're going straight into the playbook that really separates the top-tier strategist from everyone else. So let's get right into it.
So let's just start with a pretty bold claim. Most B2B marketing budgets are frankly wasted. And look, it's almost never because the product is bad. It's because the strategy is just fundamentally wrong for the complex world that B2B companies live in. So what exactly is that world? And more importantly, how do we build a strategy that actually gets results?
Okay, so before we can jump to the solution, we need to have a serious reality check. We have to really, truly diagnose the unique challenges of the B2B world. Why? Because it operates on a completely different set of rules than what a lot of marketers are used to.
And this slide really lays out that fundamental divide, right? While B2C marketing, can often use emotion and impulse buys, B2B is a completely different beast. We're talking about long, complicated sales cycles, a relentless focus on ROI, and this is the big one, the critical fact that you're never ever selling to just one person. You're selling to a whole committee, and that changes absolutely everything.
And that committee, it actually has a formal name, the Decision-Making Unit, or DMU. And I gotta tell you, getting your head around this concept is completely non-negotiable in B2B. You're not just trying to persuade one buyer, you're navigating a complex political web of influencers and gatekeepers and the actual decision makers inside a company. So, who's actually on this committee? Well, you have all these different people with totally different, sometimes conflicting priorities. The CFO, they're looking at ROI, they're looking at financial risk. The CTO is digging into integration and security. And then the end user, the person who's going to have to deal with this every day, they're focused on usability. Now, the huge mistake most marketers make is they use one single generic message. And that approach, it's pretty much guaranteed to fail because it speaks to no one effectively.
All of this complexity, it really demands a radical shift in our strategy. The old model of just generating as many leads as possible, casting a super wide net and just hoping for the best, it's obsolete. It's not going to cut it anymore. It's time to get surgical.
This really illustrates that pivot perfectly. Traditional lead gen, that's all about quantity. It's like fishing with a giant net. The modern strategic approach is about quality. It's like fishing with a spear. We stop chasing individual, often unqualified leads, and instead we target specific high-value accounts. And this requires marketing and sales to stop being siloed departments and start acting like a single integrated revenue team. And this quote, it just nails it, right? It's the core philosophy shift from broadcasting to a crowd to engaging in a really targeted one-on-one conversation. It's all about replacing hope with strategy. It's precision over sheer volume. And that brings us to the official definition of account-based marketing, or ABM. What is it? Well, it's a strategic approach where you basically treat an individual target company as its own market. You concentrate all of your resources, your time, your money, your effort, not on a broad audience, but on winning over a specific high-value account. So what does this actually look like in practice? The ABM playbook is really disciplined, it's logical, it moves from that big picture strategy to focused execution. First, you identify who you're going to target. Then you create personalized ways to engage them. You make sure your internal teams are perfectly aligned. And finally, you measure your success with account-specific metrics, not just those generic lead counts. Okay, step one, this is the foundation for everything, defining your ideal customer profile, or ICP. And this isn't guesswork. This is a totally data-driven process. You analyze your best, most successful current customers to find what they have in common, things like industry and revenue, the kind of software they use, their business model. This data-rich profile becomes your blueprint for precision targeting. Now, step two, personalization, is where ABM really, truly shines. And look, this goes so far beyond just mail merging a first name into an email. We're talking about creating a custom landing page, or maybe a tailored case study for one single high-value account, showing them that you understand their specific challenges. It's all about proving you're relevant before you even ask for a meeting. And crucially, step four is all about measuring what actually matters. And ABM, you have to ditch those vanity metrics like raw lead volume. Instead, you focus on the stuff that directly correlates with revenue. You start asking the right questions. Are we engaging the right people at our target accounts? Is our pipeline moving faster? Is our win rate on these key accounts getting better? This is how you show strategic impact and prove your ROI. Okay, so this all makes sense in theory, right? But what does that journey from just understanding these concepts to true mastery actually look like out there in the real world? Let's take a look at the proof. Because here's the reality. Becoming a top-tier B2B strategist isn't something that just happens by accident. It's a deliberate choice. It's about recognizing that the market has changed and then intentionally going out and acquiring the advanced skills you need to build a real competitive edge. And this just illustrates that trend perfectly. This is a real snapshot from a professional's development plan, where they've literally identified advanced B2B strategy as a critical skill gap for them. And what's their next step? Well, it's intentionally seeking out specialized training to close that gap. This is tangible proof that the most ambitious people out there are proactively upskilling in this exact area to get ahead. So, with all that said, let's distill everything we've just discussed into a practical blueprint. Think of this as a framework you can use to start applying this advanced B2B mindset right away. Here it is, your 6-step blueprint. It all starts with data. Define your ICP. Then, use that data to focus. Prioritize a short list of target accounts. Then, you gotta go deep. Map their entire DMU. Next step, personalize. Create specific value propositions for each stakeholder. Then, you align internally. Unify your sales and marketing teams into one powerhouse. And finally, you prove your impact. Measure success at the account level, not the lead level. I want to leave you with this final thought because it really captures the entire philosophy we've talked about today. The future of B2B, it's not about who has the bigger budget or the louder campaign. It's about strategic focus, it's about deep empathy, and a really profound understanding of your customer's world. That's how you win.